Hello everybody and welcome back to another video, a little bit late because it's been Christmas time and everything's been a little bit crazy around here, and I've been coming up with a few different ways to do things. If you're new here, my name is Jules, and on this channel I like to share everything to do with my growing creative practice, I suppose. I am a person who really loves colour and making time for creativity in amongst everything else going on in my life, and I like to share that with all of you guys. And today, in a little bit of I think this will be my last video of the year because next Sunday is Christmas Eve, and I wanted to share with you what I've been thinking about and how I've been thinking about organizing my time going into 2024. So I'm not a full-time artist. I have a regular job outside of this YouTube channel. I don't make any money from making art. And lately I've been really thinking about this concept of how I'm using my time, how to get the most creativity out of my spare time without burning out. And this really got me thinking about what am I doing with my time right now and how I can figure it out and how I can really get hold of that concept and leverage it to my advantage. So today, a little bit different. I'm not going to share with you anything particularly creative today, but maybe some ways that I'm thinking of trying to make space for that in my day-to-day life. So I'm a person who loves, as so many people do out there, stationery and sort of notebooks and that kind of creative side as well of exploring ideas and thoughts. And so I'm going to share with you what I have in this little black pouch that I got from Muji. It's an A5 pouch. And you'll notice I'm filming in a slightly different location today if you've seen any of my previous videos. I'm setting this up on my desk right now rather than on my kitchen table as it was before, which is why the lighting is artificial. But I think that it's a very comfortable setup for me, and for things like this, I think it's a good, if I want to film things that rely on realistic color, then I guess I'll have to do it in the more of the daytime. But right now it's December and the sun is setting at like 3:30 p.m. So not so much I can do about that one. So what's inside here? So this is you can see the glare of my ring light. This is a little case that I got from Muji that basically just allows me to carry around a selection of books with me wherever I go. So highly recommend that one. It was not expensive. And at some point, you guys, I fell down the Hobonichi rabbit hole. Somebody, YouTube suggested to me a Hobonichi unboxing video, and I watched all of the Hobonichi unboxing videos, and I don't know, there was something about it that really resonated with me, and I wanted to try out those systems and see if I can improve my current planning practice, because that's what initially brought me to that content. So a couple of years ago, I realized I needed to organize my time better, and I decided to start using a planner for the first time since school. School really put me off using a planner. But the thing that I picked up was this A6 planner, also from Muji, and it was a open, undated planner, right? Because I knew that if I had something with dates, then I would feel pressure to fill it in, and if I skipped any of it, then I would probably give up on the whole concept, right? I'm sure a lot of people relate. So it has this week on one side and then just a plain grid page on the other side. And I found that this was functioning really well for me. But as you can probably see, some weeks I used it more, some weeks I used it less. And it sort of was working really well as a way to get back into the concept of planning my time. It also has these monthly spreads at the front, which is really nice. And then some note pages at the back, which I also used for various things. But one thing that I thought was this doesn't really help me manage my time, because this layout is hard to split into an actual representation of how the day is going. You know, it's just it was great for organizing to-do lists, but not really that good for being more granular about how, you know, time blocking and other concepts like that. So I decided I wanted to try daily planning, but I'm a little afraid of letting go of this weekly concept, because I think being able to sit down at the beginning of the week and do a brain dump of everything that needs to be done this week with my work and also my creative ideas is a lot easier to have this free space, and then being able to allocate things vaguely by day is a good way to organize my thoughts on that one. So I was drawn to, this is a Hobonichi Weeks. So Hobonichi is a Japanese stationery company, if you're not familiar with them. Really quite famous on YouTube. They produce really beautiful products. And this is just a plain navy planner. It has this really nice format. I usually have like a clear case on it because I know that I'm gonna damage this basically. But it's got a very similar layout. Let me find an example. So it has this also the week on the left and a grid page on the right. So this is exactly the same format as this A6 planner I was using before, but with a little bit more structure because it's already got the dates in. But I was using this structure with writing my own dates in for like 2 years. And at some point I realized that actually having to write the dates in was putting me off using it. So I feel like I used this to establish my habit of planning my time. And then this is now going to enable me to do a little bit better. It still has these monthly spreads in the front, so you can still use all of that. But then just the weeks, which I really like. And then there's like a bunch of fun pages at the back, like a 365 days check off sheet and all these cute ideas like lists of 100 favorite things, and then also a good number of notes pages. And they also sell versions of the planner with more notes pages even. But I feel like this will take the place of the A6 notebook and give me like a comfort space to go back to in case my other ideas do not work out. So that's this one. And I took it has this clear cover with a pen loop that was on it that contains this special edition Hobonichi pen that came with my order, which is just the most beautiful colours, you guys. This sage green is absolutely my colour. I took it off because this glare is really annoying. And speaking of annoying glares, this is the other cover that I picked up. So what I really like about these cases, you can see I've already got crap on this. Like that's why this cover is on there, because I cannot be trusted. So it has a pen loops here, and when you put one pen through, then it holds it shut, but this is like a butterfly closure. So then you can open it and you can see how these loops line up. I think that's just so beautiful and so practical. And maybe I can show you, take off this cover on the front very briefly. It just slips on. It's this lovely cloudy blue, but it's just like a nylon fabric, and then this nice brown on the inside. And this book that I have in here right now is what they call the Hobonichi original, but it is what they call the Avec version. So it comes in 2 books. There's this January to June version, so it's 6 months at a time. And then there's a separate book, which is July to December. But you can see how slim it is, and it's the same size as my previous planner, which makes it a comfort zone for me. And also if I need to go back to using my undated A6 planner, then it will also fit in this cover. So it was a good investment, I think. But the difference is that this planner has a lot more structure, in that it has these yearly overview pages at the front, which I think will be great for some kind of habit tracking, which I think is always really motivating. And then it also has the monthly pages, just like the other one, but a little bit more space here. And then it's filled with these daily pages. So as you can see here, the thing that really drew me to this is the Japanese version, so it also comes with quotes at the bottom, but actually I thought they'd be a bit distracting if they were in English, so I'm happy they're in Japanese. But the main thing is it has this timeline. So I think it will be really helpful to be able to plan out my tasks in this planner and then transfer them on a sort of weekly or daily basis to this planner, where I can really make a detailed list and break down all of my tasks into slightly more manageable chunks, and then track my time. I can even see, you know, when I've been sleeping and stuff. And it has this slightly very hidden line here, so you can see you can split this easily into like 2 columns, and it's very small. You know, it's the size of my hand. I think a lot of people would find this too small, but I was a little bit afraid to go for the A5 version because I thought that might be too much space, given that I'm not a huge journaler. But you can see here it has like checkboxes at the top, so you can fill in like your priorities for the day, and then see when I have meetings and stuff, and really say to myself, okay, in this time slot, I have nothing else going on. Therefore, I can do something creative, as long as I obviously did my other tasks before, which is the other motivating thing. So I'm hoping that being able to use this, also, they have so many cute accessories. Like, I've been using these little book darts as page markers because it really helps. They're so thin. This paper is so thin. It's Tomoe River paper, which is a specialized kind of Japanese paper, and it takes fountain pen ink really well. You can see I'm using this Kavico Sport fountain pen with some waterproof ink in it because all of my books are prone to liquid damage. And one thing that I've been using this for already is like doing a little bit of a daily doodle in the monthly spread, because I think I will use the monthly spread in this book to really get an overview of what's going on. So why not use this for something a little bit creative as well, you know, like remembering what's happened, just doing a little tiny doodle. And look at this cute little pencil board. The purpose of this is to put behind the page you're writing on so that your writing doesn't dent the page behind. And it has these really lovely vintage botanical illustrations by Tomotarou Makino, I believe, and then just like has a nice ruler on the back, plain yellow. Really, I was just really drawn to this system. It just felt right to me, which I think is a big part of coming up with a system like this for yourself. And then you can just take the back covers and slot them into the cover, so it just holds it nicely in place. And then I also got this little stencil, so you can use this to more easily mark things down. And this is a cute little, I designed this as well. I decided I wanted to make a little ex libris design. So books in bygone years used to have a little book plate at the front to say who the book belonged to. And so I decided I would make myself a little book plate. And I really, really love this design. Did that when I was procrastinating one day. These are just samples. I think I'm going to print something with like some of my contact information as well. But the thing is that this cover has so many pockets that you can just tuck things into that I think this becomes a really good everyday carry kind of case for keeping all of my thoughts together and really like doing a weekly overview and checking off tasks for the week, and then doing a daily overview and checking off tasks for the day. And then I hope that way I will have fewer days when I get to the end and I think to myself, what did I do with my time? And also maybe I'll feel like I have more time, because there are so many hours in the day. And as people go, I don't have that many responsibilities. You know, I don't have kids or pets or anything. I just do my own thing. So I should probably take advantage of that, right? So I'm hoping this will help me to do that. And I think that this, also just having beautiful products, really, I find it really motivating in terms of keeping myself accountable. And this fountain pen as well, I'll just show you. It's just a regular fountain pen, nothing too expensive, but I find it really, really pleasant to use. And it's nice to be able to, I've been using fountain pens for a few years, but I've never had a notebook that I could use them in, because my primary notebook prior to that, I'm a Commonplace booker. I don't know if you're not into notebooks that much, you might not know what that means, but a Commonplace book is basically just a notebook you carry around with you everywhere and write down anything that interests you. It could be things you read, fun facts, just thoughts, to-do lists, whatever. And for ages I've been using these just Moleskine notebooks and a ballpoint pen to do that. So really, like, this is just an extension of my existing notebooking setup, which I've been using. I've been keeping a Commonplace book since before I knew what Commonplace books were. Like, I was doing this when I was a kid. And I'm looking at my shelf right now, and I can see that I have at least 5 of these notebooks filled from the last few years. And really, like, there is just everything in here. Like, my handwriting is terrible. Like, it is not meant to be shown to anyone. It's full of random ideas and thoughts on life and quotes and whatever I feel like. So that's what I've been doing, and I will continue to do this because I think this is not something I want to replace. I think it's something that really works for me, but it does not help me stay organized. So yeah, I like these little chaotic books. I kind of have these slightly delusional ideas that maybe, you know, if I turn out to be famous or something and somebody finds all my old notebooks, and they'll think that I was super profound when in fact I was just scribbling down the nonsense that was in my head 24 hours a day for like 6 years. But yeah, So I don't know, I hope that this is relevant to some people. I know it's a super short video, but I am just trying to recharge my batteries a little bit. The last couple of weeks have been really exhausting, and I'm trying to get a little bit of my energy back so I can start the new year afresh. I have some time off work. I will be recording a video hopefully for the first week back in January. So I hope you'll all stick around for that, and please do like and subscribe, and maybe check out my other videos which are more in line with what I actually plan to continue posting. Like I have enjoyed my brief foray into the world of Hobonichi, but I'm not. This is something that I do once a year, right? And something that I'm really constructing to support my everyday creativity. And I have so much going on in terms of my creativity that I want to share, and I've got so many videos lined up. So do check out some of my other videos if you haven't already and you're new here, and let me know if you use any notebooks or planners to support your creative practice and fitting it in around everything else in your life. I know that in 2023, almost 2024, we all have a lot going on, and it is hard to sometimes see the wood for the trees and try and make space for the things that we want to spend time on versus the things that we have to spend time on, right? So hopefully we can have a little bit of a discussion about that in the comments below, and please do like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. I really enjoy sharing these videos with you, and it's so encouraging when I can see that people are when the videos are reaching people and helping people, or just bringing someone a little bit of a smile in their day. And I hope that you're all looking forward to a fresh new year full of creative content. Might do a bit of a channel roundup at some point to let you know what I'm thinking. And I'm just really excited and hopeful for next year. So I hope that however your year has been, you're able to spend this festive season, take a little bit of time for yourself, spend some time with some people that you like, doing something that you like somewhere along the way. I know that there's a lot of pressures on people, especially right now in this age that we're living in right now. But yeah, not to be cheesy, but yeah, just wishing everybody all the best, and thank you so much for your support this year. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, everybody.